Hello, good evening, and welcome back to Wisdom Academy. So, guys, in this particular session, we are discussing the most important part of the Buddhism. Actually, this is the part of ancient India, that is the part of art and culture. And in these discussions, we will discuss the Buddhist councils. Actually, there were four Buddhist councils were held in the ancient time, and one by one, we will discuss that in a very lucid manner. We will understand that why were the Buddhist council held, what was the purpose, and what is the outcome of this Buddhist council. Many times UPSC has asked the question on this particular topic. So one by one we will discuss that in a very short manner. Okay. And if you have any problem, you can ask me your query, your doubts, or wherever you feel or wherever there is ambiguity in your mind regarding this philosophy, this Buddhist philosophy, you can ask me your question. Okay. So this is the Wisdom Academy online education platform where we have our application and our website. You can just download it from the Play Store, or simply you can log in by your Google, so that you can join the live session of the topmost educators of India across the world. Wherever you are, you can join our session. This session will be helpful to those who are preparing for UPSC, CSE, state PCS exams, and the central government exam. Okay. So moving ahead, I will not take your time more. We will directly discuss the four Buddhist council. Now here, if we go through the previous year question paper, you will come across the same thing that UPSC has asked on the questions of this Buddhist council, the outcome of this Buddhist council, then what was the importance of this Buddhist council, so and so forth. But here the first and the most important question that arises in our mind, that why were the Buddhist council held? Okay, so naturally this question become more important, that the council was held with the purpose of the preserving Buddha's teaching. And the Buddha's teaching is known as, in the Pali language, Sutta. Sutta means teaching, and hence the Buddha's teaching, and that book was compiled in the first Buddhist council, is known as the Sutta Pitaka. Okay, so here is the word Sutta Pitaka. So I will discuss that. Also, the philosophy of the Buddhism, the philosophy of the Buddhas were compiled in the book. Okay, and that is called the Sutta Pitaka. Means you might have heard about the Sutta Pitaka, Vinay Pitaka, and Abhidhamma Pitaka. So these are the three Pitakas. Three means three, and Pitakas means you have to understand that Petara is the Hindi word. Okay, means that is a box. The knowledge of the Buddha were compiled, and these books were kept into that particular box, are called Pitara, and in Pali language it's called Pitaka, and hence it called Tripitaka. Means if you want to understand the philosophy of the Buddhism, you must aware about the Tripitakas. Okay, so this was just the beginning of our session. One by one we will discuss that in a simple language. Okay, so guys, here was the first council, and first council was held in 483 BC, when the Buddha was got Mahaparinirvana. Mahaparinirvana means the death of Buddha. In the Buddhist philosophy, when a great person died, called the Mahaparinirvana. Say for example, same thing happened with the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. That 6th December, also known as the Mahaparinirvana Day. Okay, so this is the Buddhist philosophy. So when Buddha died, in that particular year, means in 483 BC, the Ajatashatru, the patron king, held this first council, which was headed by or chaired by Mahakassapa. Okay, so here these two important points we are going to understand, that the chairman of the first council was Mahakassapa and the patron king was Ajatashatru. So this first Buddhist council were held at the Satyapani cave. Satyapani cave. It is in the Rajgriha. Okay. So what was this all about? In that particular council, when the philosophers, when we can say the monks came together, They discuss the thing, they discuss the preachings of the Buddha, they compile the preachings of the Buddha, that is called the Sutta or Sutta Pitaka, and this was the main thing that was compiled in the first Buddhist council. Okay. The council was held with the purpose of the preserving the Buddha's teaching, that is Sutta, and the rulers for the disciples. Means those who are the monks. There were some rules and regulation, and it is known as in the Pali language the Vinaya. Vinaya. And the rule book is known as Vinaya Pitaka. Okay. Again, this is the box. Alright. I hope that you are understanding this point. See, the teachings of the Buddha is known as the Sutta Pitaka, and the rules were made for the monks, for the disciples, is known as the Vinaya Pitaka. So this was just the beginning. During this council, the teaching of the Buddha were divided into 3 Pitakas. Now the 3 Pitaka will come to forward. Compilation of the Sutta Pitaka and the Vinaya Pitaka by the Upali. So Upali was the compiler here. Okay, he compiled both the Sutta Pitaka and Vinaya Pitaka. So this was the first Buddhist council, basically, if we understand this in a very short way. Okay. The second point here is the second Buddhist council were held after 100 years exactly of the first council. It was held in 483 BC, and after 100 years, in 383 BC, it was held in the Vaishali. It was the second Buddhist council. It was headed by, means the chaired by Sabbakami. So Sabbakami was the head of the second council, and Kalashoka was the ruler. Means who was here the patron king, then the Kalashoka. In the first council, there was a Ajatashatru. In the second council, there was a Kalashoka. Kalashoka was patron king. And this was the second council where there was a dividation between the Stavirvadins and the Mahasangikas. So basically these were the 2 sects in the Buddhism, and they were separated now. So after the second Buddhist council, it was separated. Okay. Then the third council were held in 250 BC, and it was in the Patliputra. So Patliputra is known as in the modern time as a Patna. Okay, Patna. It is in the Bihar. So the head of this third Buddhist council was Moggaliputra Tissa. Okay, or in the Hindi language Moggaliputra Tissa, but in the Pali language it is called, the name pronounced as a Moggaliputra. The patron here was the King Ashoka. Okay, so Mauryan Empire was there, and Ashoka was the king, and he organized this third Buddhist council, and here is the third Pitakas compiled, known as Abhidhamma Pitakas. So here we got now all the 3 books. Sutta Pitaka and Vinaya Pitaka were compiled during the first Buddhist council, and Abhidhamma Pitaka, one of the 3 Pitakas, is compiled in third Buddhist council during the Ashokan era. Okay, and now fourth is in the 78 AD, that was held in Kashmir. It was actually held in the Kundalagram. Okay, Kundalagram. So it is in the Kashmir, and it was patterned by the king known as Kanishka. Everybody knows about the Kanishka. And the fourth council was headed by the Vasumitra and the Ashwagosha. So there were basically 2 head of this particular council. And the most important thing, that the Mahayana was separated from the Buddhism now. It was a modern form of Buddhism. Hinayana and the Mahayana. So these were the 2 sects. Now there is a bifurcation. There was a split in the Buddhism. Those who were modern in what sense? They accepted the Buddha as the statue of the Buddha as their for their idol worship. All right. They accepted the mantra, and they accepted those which we can see in the Vedic era. Okay. So it was the modern form of Buddhism, and Hinayan was in the original form, because they didn't accept the God as a supreme leader, or they even didn't engage themselves into the statue worships and all that. So this was the original form of Buddhism, and this was the modern form of Buddhism, and it was split into the fourth Buddhist council. So guys, this was all about the Buddhist council. The significance of these councils, that they compiled the Buddhist philosophy, which is the most important source of the ancient India. We can also understand the life of the Buddha, the social, the political life of the people. At the same time, we understand the art and culture. So this point becomes much more important. This is all for today's session. We will discuss the another part in the next session. We are covering all the facets and the dimension of the ancient India. One by one, we will cover that. So this was the very short video. I realize that from the examination point of view, this is most important, and that is why I covered it in a short time. So thank you so much. If you really like this session, do subscribe our channel, and if you like this channel, please share with your friends. So guys, if you want to join Wisdom Academy, so download the app from the Play Store, or you can simply log in from the www.wisdomacademy.com, and you can access all the sessions by the topmost educator in all the sections. Okay, so thank you so much once again for joining this session. Take care. Jai Hind.